Analysis is a valuable tool, but it needs to be used sparingly and along with the ability to see things as a whole and connect them. Or at least not to connect them so much as to see the connections as are already there, because I believe that things are intrinsically connected. They don't get connected by us in our heads. And it's the process whereby we catalogue and categorize and analyze that breaks things up and makes us think there's lots of separate bits. That how do we get them together again?
We have to do that when we're learning stuff.
That's right.
And finding out things sometimes.
Well, about that I would say it's a necessary stage in the process of coming to know anything is to do some analysis. But critically, it must not stop at the analytical stage. The analytical stage is always an intermediary stage.
Yeah.
And I sometimes liken this to learning a musical instrument. So you play the piano, you come across a piece, you hear it, you think that's beautiful, I want to play it, you try to play it. And so the whole thing has made an effect on you, and you've decided you want to learn it. Then you start to practice, and you take it apart and you practice your fingering at bar number 28, and you theorize and you notice that there's been a return to the tonic at bar 52. That's all fine, but when you then come to play it, finally, give a performance, you must forget all that. Which doesn't mean that it wasn't worthwhile doing. It was terribly worthwhile doing it, but now you mustn't be in that space.
So that's a beautiful example of inhibition, of not getting involved with what's being done.
Yes.
So standing aside from that.
And I think it's a very good image of how the two hemispheres work well together, and indeed it's an image of how a master and emissary would work. The master would see that there were certain things that needed further detailed investigation. The bureaucrat would be sent off to find the data and so forth, but then report back to the master, who could incorporate this data into an overall picture. Now I think that what I see there, and I hope that the listener will see as well, is that a lot of this sort of left hemisphere stuff seems to be present in our culture. So we're very good on breaking things down into parts, very good on categorizing, enormously good at abstracting, but we're not very good at seeing the unique wholes and the way in which they connect with one another, in fact in the way in which they live. So we're constantly taking things apart and finding, oh, it's a machine. Well, what we've just done is just killed something that's living. And I don't mean just literally living, but there's a sense in which one's whole perception of the world can be vital or can be purely dead and mechanical. And we've bought the model of the machine to such an extent that when we try to understand anything, we compare it to a machine, because we can say we understand a machine because we make machines. There aren't any in nature, we make them. So we think that the things we come across are best understood by thinking of them as machines and taking them apart.
Closed and self-referential.
Exactly.
I think you describe it as a hall of mirrors.
Yes.
We invent machines and we come up with machines, and then we say that the universe is like a machine.
Yes.
Or parts of the universe are.